Hi, everyone. I want to talk to you today about Sage Stream. Sage Stream is what all three credit bureaus use to define your credit score and your FICO score and what someone has pulled on your credit, of anything that has been pulled under your name or your social or any public information that has been associated to you credit wise. Okay. So, say if, for example, you were looking to buy a new Honda, okay? What dealerships typically do is pull from all three credit bureaus. And besides pulling from all three credit bureaus, they also pull more than one person to help finance that vehicle. When that happens, you can get a total of 7 hard pulls. Okay. And that's 7 hard pulls per each credit bureau. That can totally add up. Every time a hard pull happens, it takes away from your score. So, say if you were at 785 and um, usually, I think each hard pull depends on um, how they did it. I think they takes between 5 and 7 points, which can be very devastating. So, say if it was 5 points and they did 7 times. Okay, so 7 times 5 is 35. So there's 35 on Equifax, there's 35 on TransUnion, Experian. So that is going to affect your score for each one of those specific credit bureaus. Okay, so what you can do, say that you actually got the car, okay, and General Motors was the one who gave it to you. But they pulled General Motors, they pulled the local dealership financing, they pulled Bank of America, they pulled, Wells Fargo, Wachovia, whoever. So they pull these different banks. What you can do is go in and after everything, don't dispute the one that gave you credit, okay? Because if you dispute the one that gave you credit, it will basically seem like that you stole your own ID, okay? So what you want to do is dispute the ones um, that you did not actually have credit with. So say if Bank of America won, they gave you the best deal on financing. So everybody else, all the other six, and that's on each one of those credit bureaus, you want to dispute that. You won't be disputing that with SageStream per se. Okay, what you're gonna do is SageStream is the first step of getting hard pulls off of your credit account. Okay, so uh, in order to take those hard pulls off with each individual people, you're actually gonna fill out um, a document that's off about a Fair Credit Bureau, and this document is called 604. I can give more information on that later. But right now, we're going to focus on doing the first step because you need to do the first step first of actually after your credit has been pulled and you know that you're not going to open up another credit product and you're not going to get another hard pull no time soon. So you want to go ahead and put this freeze on your account so other people and other things won't continue to pull your credit or have a hard pull on your credit. And if you didn't know, a hard pull and a soft pull are two different things. Hard pull is something that usually asks them to pull your credit because you're trying to get credit or you're trying to get a loan, you're trying to get a mortgage, you're trying to get a house. Soft pull is usually when banks are trying to advertise to you or when they're just looking at your stuff to see if they can offer you anything, loans and things like that. That's pretty common, and that usually falls off your credit report within like 30 days or less. Okay, so back to really to SageStream. Okay, so let's go to SageStream and let's click on security freeze. Okay, So what you want to do, you want to read the information because that's what you're going to do. You want to read before you actually engage, okay? So, and what you want to do, see what the requirements are, okay? To put your full name, put your full address that you currently are at, put a phone number that could be best reached at. You put in your social security number, you put in your birthday. Then you need to have your legal documents. So say we're going to talk about your driver's license. Now, this is something that's very important. Even though they're asking for your driver's license, they're asking for specific things for your driver's license. They need your driver's license to only show your full name, your address, and your birthday. And reason why I'm emphasizing on this portion here is because I'm going to show you where you need to actually cover that on your driver's license. So you need to cover your picture and you need to cover the rest of your information. The only thing that needs to be visible is your full name, your full address, and your full date of birth, because that is what they're asking for, okay? See right here, number one, your driver's license or other government issue ID. That show what he's saying that does not, but at the top they're saying showing identification for your current address and birthday. Okay. If you don't have that, if you don't have a driver's license, say if you got a your birth certificate and things, not your birth certificate, excuse me, your social security card. Social security card will work in the same place. But say if you got an identification card, that's what I really was trying to compare it with the driver's license. And also another reason why I'm telling you to cover up your face and the rest of the information, because the rest of your information, which is another very important thing on there, since you're going to be disputing and freezing your credit, you need to hide your signature, because it is for the other party to have a burden of proof that you gave them permission to pull your credit. In this case, for the six financial institutions that you did not actually go with, they really don't have any information that says you gave them specific proof that they need to pull your credit. So also, you want to minimize people having your signature, okay? So also, that's why we tell you to read what they're asking for. Don't give them more than what they asked for. So we're going to only give them full name, full address, full birthday. We're going to hide our signature. We're going to hide everything else on our driver's license. We're going to hide our picture to make sure there's no discriminatory reasons or things like that, or profiling, okay? So again, if you don't have identification card or a driver's license, you can submit your social security card, your passport, your alien card, military card. Now, you also need to submit a second document, okay? Your second document needs to be a utility bill, needs to be your bank card bill, rental agreements, stuff like that. Again, same thing with the signature. I will only encourage you to only show where it has your address, the company address, and everything else is your business, which means you need to not show that. So if you need to screenshot a bill with your address on there and crop it where it only shows your address, the company address, and the most recent date, that is all that you need, because they need to verify something, that you're paying for something that has the same address as the identification card or the driver's license that you are providing them, okay? So that's the second piece of identification that you need. Again, where sometimes you have things that you might have something like, say, your insurance or something, and it has your signature on. Again, you don't want to give that extra information. Also, you don't want people in your business. So you don't want to copy that and send it to them, because that can all be used for evidence, whatever. What I'm saying is that you want to minimize your information, because your data is your information and you need to keep your information as private as possible, okay? And also prevent for other people trying to use your information from theft. All right. So the next thing we would do, you would make sure after you looked at all the guidelines, you will scroll back up so you can submit your application. Okay. I'm going to click on that. Okay. So what it does is it all the stuff that it just asks you is going to ask you here. So you're going to fill out everything that it's asking you. Then you're going to tell them which option that you have. I have a legitimate driver's license or another government issued ID, or I do not have that. So I'm going to submit, a government, excuse me, if your stuff is not current, you would click that one, and then you would click number 2. Or if you do not have a driver's license from option number 1, you will pick option number 3, where you don't have an issue government driver's license or other government ID. So you would pick one of the other categories, which would be, your military card, your social security card, and things like that, and still submit something from category 2 that shows your same address that match something from category 1. And then this is where you will upload. And then currently, if you've never done this before, so you shouldn't have a pen, they will send you a pen. Okay. So you would click I'm not a robot. And once you click I'm not a robot, actually, they're going to tell you you got up to 30 days for this to be processed. We're going to respond to you by mail. And when we respond to you by mail, we will let you know the next step. The next step usually tells you that you have you've been approved, or you're not been approved, or what you need to additionally send in. So they will inform you what the next step is, and then they're gonna let you know at that point if you approve, your account has been frozen. So say if you needed to get something else that's credit wise, you actually needs to either do a temporary unfreeze on your account, or you can do a full unfreeze of your account. Now, that's when the pen will come into place, is when you need to take that freeze hold off. Okay. So that is how the process works. Let me just show you examples of how everything works with what I was telling you about the ID and a sample of mail. Okay. Okay. So I'm going to use this image that I got off of the internet to use for our example of what you need to submit to them, and what you need to protect. Okay. So say if you took a picture of your driver's license, you go into your gallery or however you do that, and you want to sometimes you can just put a sheet of paper up there too. So let's see how we can edit this. Let's see where her full address, her issue date is kind of showing, and since I want to keep the full name of the state there, so I might just go here. Let's see. No, I'm gonna not that. Sorry, I'm trying to go here, but it wouldn't. And I'm gonna click blue because the face it looks like it's in blue. So let's change the pen to a fatter one. Okay, let's just mark that all out. No, that actually marking it all out. Okay, there we go. Oh, that went lighter. Of course, you're gonna have to doodle around with it so you can know what you're doing. So I'm scratching out the picture. Okay. Yeah. We're just doodling here, so we can just scratch it all out. But like I said, you can have a L-shaped piece of paper, like 2 sheets of paper across each other, where you covering all that out, except for the portion that was shown where it's have on your, it's going to be on your left hand side, the face, and then down below, which will make the L being covered up, where your other information and your signature is being covered up. Okay, so once you do all that, or it's not getting any identification of you as an individual and your signature is not on it, you want to go ahead and save that. Okay, so you saving that. All right, so and the next one that we'll be doing is the bill. Okay, so with the bill, you can kind of do the same thing. This one might be a little easier than the driver's license one. If you want to do it just like that, where it got your dollar amount and payment, blah, 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 got the company information, got your full name information, and you want to just go ahead and save that. Okay, so that will be the second part you would save, because what you will upload is this document, and you can go ahead and erase that if you don't need that, and you'll be uploading this document because you've given them exactly what they're asked for. Your full name, your full address, and your date of birth. Your date of birth is usually, it's supposed to be like 8/4 whatever 69. It expires whatever. So say this, since this was expired, they want you to give another document, which means Social Security or whatever. But we're gonna use this example as this document is not expired driver's license. Okay, so this is what you do if you gonna submit your information to StageStream in order to put a freeze on your account, where you don't have to do the freeze with the 3 credit bureaus. But you do need to follow up with the Fair Credit Bureau in order to do the 604 document to go ahead and dispute the other financial institutions who was giving your credit, to see if they can offer you a financial a loan for the vehicle, the Honda that you were trying to buy. And due to the fact that you actually did not do anything with them, you can actually dispute all of those. And you when you dispute them, you're actually telling them that, hey, I never gave them permission. When you fill out that form, again with the signature, do not sign anything. You just fill it out and everything. You mail it to them, certified mail, so you can have a copy of when this was sent to them. Okay. But you do not sign that, because again, you don't want to give them more than what they need and more than what they ask for, because that is another piece of information of your information being out there. And sometimes, a lot of times, people misuse other people's information. So you want to keep your information privately as possible. Okay. So I hope this example helps a lot of people out. There is another website that you can actually go and fill out online. LexiNexis, LEXISNEXIX.com. It does the same thing, but it doesn't ask you for your driver's license and whatever like that. Basically, what it's going to ask you do is it's going to ask you why do you want to freeze and things like that. Once you fill out, I think it's going to ask you a couple of questions, and you're going to pick. They're going to have a category list drop down. They're going to ask you at that time, why are you putting a freeze on your account? Now, if you have had some fraud in the past, if you have had any breaches, Sonic, Equifax had a breach, Yahoo had a breach, MySpace have had a breach. Some of these companies have had a breach. Wells Fargo, all these companies have had a breach. If you ever got anything in the mail, even Google sent it. If you got a Google account, Google sent you something that said you had a breach. If you got anything that says, hey, you know what? I'm keep getting these breaches. I'm keep getting companies pulling my credit. I didn't get permission to this company. I want to put my information on a freeze until I feel like I am ready to actually lend my credit out to get a loan, or to get a review, or to get apartment, whatever. You be proactive about your life, about your credit, about your credit score and where you are. This is how we rebuild our credit. This is how we stay on top of us. And this is how we take care of our lives. So, this is just a beautiful video to help you take care of yourself, so you can get that dream house, so you can get that dream car, so you can get that dream job, so you can get that dream apartment. I don't care. You are worth it. You deserve it. So this is just another way to help you be you and shine. All right. Have a good day.